Dear Earthmates, we are visiting Spain, specifically Vildan Aktaş. Vildan Aktaş is, as you see, a young Earthmate, originally from Turkey, studying in Spain. Dear Vildan, this is our first meeting face-to-face, and you wrote me an email about my Hamlet translation into Turkish, and that's how our correspondence began. Okay, why are you in Spain?
I'm in Spain because during my education in Turkey, I had some international programs which were in Spain, Germany, and other countries. And after I finished all of the studies, I went back to Turkey, and I was thinking that, you know, maybe one day move in another country. And according to my experiences, Spain is really my best option. Spain was my best option to come here because about lifestyle, about weather, about how people are, I feel so positive vibes here. That's the reason, first reason why I choose here. The second one is, as an English teacher, it is really easy to find job opportunities here rather than other European countries, because in Spain, the level of English of people is not that much okay, actually. That's the reason. And it is really easy for me to find a job, because if I choose another northern countries, for example, in Europe, they already have a good education there about English, and they don't need that much English teachers. So I was thinking that, okay, Spain is really great place about weather, about people, and at the same time, it's a good opportunity for me to find a job. That was the reason actually why I am here. And I'm so happy actually right now to be here.
Wonderful. And you have many, what is the name of your school there, the university?
I had my master here because, you know, as a Turkish person, it's not that much easy to move somewhere different easily. So that's the reason I was thinking that, okay, I can have more education, which is in Europe. And I just applied for some of the schools, and I accepted by the University of Valencia, which is in Valencia. I study advanced English studies here. I'm about to finish. I have given my all classes. Now I have to submit my thesis. This is the only thing left. It's in Valencia, University of Valencia.
I see. And you have many friends from other countries?
Of course. Yeah, I can say that I have Turkish friends. Actually, I was not expecting that much, but I have a few Turkish friends which are really nice. I have friends from Poland, Ukraine, Russia, Colombia. I have a very international network here, to be honest. And it is really nice to share some different culture together.
Exactly. You mentioned in our email correspondence that you were interested in future studies or studies about the futures. When did that start? When did you start, focusing on the future?
I've been always interested in literature, actually, since I'm a child. And after that, I wanted to study literature in English to become international, actually. And after that, throughout these technological developments in our world, I've just decided to focus on something which can help future and literature at the same time. And I'm also interested in science, that, I am focusing this kind of things, like, reading some books of Stephen Hawking, for example, following the developments of Elon Musk. So I'm really interested in this kind of technological things, that I just thought that maybe I can combine these two ideas, literature and some futuristic thing, so it can give some utopic or dystopic ideas in my literature. So that's the reason, basically, actually.
I see. Very good. Do you enjoy writing?
Of course, I like writing a lot. That's my biggest hobby, actually. And when I'm writing, I just lose myself in this world, you know. I'm totally far away from the reality, and I'm just feeling like, you know, it is another dimension, which makes me really happy. And maybe honestly, I can say that this is the only thing when I'm having fun when I'm doing this.
I see. When you look at the world at the present, what are some of your thoughts? Some of the positive and negative aspects?
Positive things within technology, actually, awareness of people are getting better. We find information in an easy way, which can help people learn about anything easily without losing time. With one click, we can learn about everything. It is really nice. At the same time, which makes me very sad is, you know, we are in 2022, and some of the people, you know, some of the scientists are thinking about another things in another planets, but still we have some stereotypical problems over and over and again, like, you know, wars, human rights, racism. This kind of things just makes me really sad, you know, why we cannot overcome these problems, why we are living these things over and over and again. You know, we had already lots of historical experiences in the past. We can learn from past, but we are still not learning. This is really makes me sad about negative about this world.
Yes, yes, maybe people like us should be more efficient. We need to become more active, more efficient, and we can all, I mean, we are in the majority. We are the majority as people who want peace and solidarity in our world. But the minority that wants everything for power and financial gain, they are sometimes more efficient, unfortunately. So I think we need democratization in the whole world. No country is democratic enough, I think. We need more active world citizens. And I'm glad I met you because your concerns are similar. So I hope our synergy will improve. How about your thesis, your paper about the Hamlet? I mean, you were writing something?
I just actually finished that. It was not my thesis, but I had to write an essay about Hamlet's translation and adaptation. And honestly, I didn't have any idea about that. However, I read Hamlet before, but because I didn't, of course, we had some translation classes during my study in Karadeniz Technical University. We just focused on how to translate it from English to Turkish or Turkish to English rather than adaptation ideas. And I had my study here in University of Valencia. We just focused on adaptation. And then because I didn't have any idea, I just thought that I need some help in this point. So I was thinking that at nighttime, you know, what can I do? What can I write? Because about my writings, I'm really careful and I just want to write something really nice. And after that, I just wanted to check, you know, who translated Hamlet in Turkish. And then I just found your name there. And I wanted to send an email. And I was like, okay, let's try my chance. Maybe I can reach you. And thankfully, you just replied to me. And accordingly, I had an idea about adaptation, which was really helpful. And I talked to my professor about it, and he really liked the idea as well. And during my study about this essay, I just learned that, you know, adaptation plays very important role in translation. Especially we've seen lots of examples in Hamlet. So being in communication with you was really, really helpful and effective, to be honest.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Also, I always learn in communication like this. Even if I talk about something I've already done, it helps me improve my thinking, and sometimes I make changes. You mentioned Technical University. Do you mean ODTÜ, was it?
No, in Turkey, it's Karadeniz Technical University.
Karadeniz Technical University.
Yeah, I had my English literature and language education there. English language and literature. Yes. It's been amazing, actually.
And what do you think about English literature? I mean, who are some of your favorite authors?
Actually, there are many, to be honest, but and I can honestly say about English literature that, you know, it is really rich and powerful, that, you know, it gives lots of fruits to literature about worldwide, not only about, you know, United Kingdom. And I have some favorite writers which are from old period, actually, like, you know, Mark Twain, Shakespeare, of course. I like Fitzgerald from America, Ernest Hemingway, one of my favorite ones. So to be honest, these are my favorite ones. And during my study in Karadeniz Technical University, we really focused on stories and novels of these novelists. So during my education, I really like them more and focus on their novel style, and I just got inspired from them. So these are my favorite ones. There are more, actually. Virginia Woolf. I can tell lots of things, actually.
Yes. When you write, how do you approach writing? I mean, do you write in the morning, at night, or whenever you can, or do you use a pen, pencil, or paper, notebook, or directly computer? What are your choices in that area?
However, I like technology. I prefer writing with pen and paper, actually, to be honest, because it gives more realistic environment for me. And about time, actually, I don't have any exact time about writing, you know, because I can write anywhere or anytime. It doesn't important for me. But when I'm studying, I prefer early morning times when I'm studying, because I feel more fresh. But about writing, it is something different, because you should feel like, you know, you have some inspired, and then directly you are writing something. And I believe that, of course, you know better than me. And I'm taking some notes rather than writing directly, because I believe that first, the whole book has to finish in your mind. Rather than if you are writing, you know, just in a random way, in the end, it gives something, you know, very complicated. So before it, you should need a whole idea which is planned. Actually, it requires really organized duration. So I'm trying to follow this kind of things before I'm creating a book. This is my style, actually.
And do you have any preference regarding the genre? For example, do you like writing poems or short stories, or I don't know, aphorisms or memoirs?
When I was in high school period, I was writing some poems, actually, while I was writing some short stories at the same time. But nowadays, to be honest, I'm not writing poems that much, but I'm writing lyrics for songs. My sister is singing,
Oh,
and she has some projects with her friends. And about English songs, she's always asking me to write something. I like writing lyrics so much, and at the same time, it gives some poetic sound that maybe I can say that, you know, some lyrics can be some poem in somehow.
what's your
So I
sister?
have my sister name,
Yeah, your sister's name?
Ayşegül.
Ayşegül. So
Yes.
does she sing the songs by herself? Does she compose and sing them by herself, or with a group, or does it change?
She's singing the song. She has some friends who are producing the music, and I am the one who is writing the song, both sometimes in Turkish or English, because they all believe that, you know, my words are really powerful. Maybe I would like to share with you actually, and you can tell me your ideas. I have lots of lyrics. I've been writing since I'm like 15 years old, because I was into music at those times also.
I see. You said you were surprised to see so many Turkish friends in Valencia.
Yes.
How about, how about Spanish, the Spanish language? Are you learning Spanish? Have you learned?
Yes, I'm still learning. I'm just like A1, A2, still learning.
I attempted 40 years ago when I was in Saudi Arabia, and I still want to improve, learn a little bit. So, I have one sentence at least, which is "Deseo hablar español, pero no puedo."
This is the basic. I was always telling like, no hablo español. Mi español is muy mal. That is really nice.
Yes. The Mediterranean culture is interesting, isn't it? Brodel, the great historian, I think he mentioned that the Mediterranean itself is a separate continent in a way. The culture.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Yes. And have you been to other countries yet? Have you had a chance?
Yes. I've been in many countries actually, like Italy, Germany, Netherlands, Poland, Czech Republic, Czechia actually, and many Morocco, Georgia. There are many actually I've been in. Now I'm just thinking to not repeat all the things.
Yes. As for the Netherlands, we have a problem in Turkish. We call the country Hollanda, which is wrong. It's like saying İngiltere instead of United Kingdom.
Yes.
But we don't have a word for the Netherlands, and I want to say Alçakovalar.
Alçakovalar. It's really nice actually. Good idea.
And or Alçakova.
Alçakova.
But yeah.
It's really nice idea actually. It's so creative. I have never thought about it before.
Because Netherlands is actually lowlands.
Yes.
Isn't it? In a way. When I visited Spain in 1973, there was dictatorship still. And then later on, my wife and I visited Spain. And then there was this PEN conference a few years ago. It's interesting, Catholic culture, the Catholic culture, plus a lot of love and people who express their feelings quite openly, I would say, like that common trend in the Mediterranean countries. When you went there, did you find it difficult? How difficult did you find in terms of adjusting to the place?
Actually, I didn't find it difficult to live here because people here are really, really friendly and they're so open-minded. So they're welcoming everybody, if you're black or white, Christian, Muslim, transsexual, homosexual, or heterosexual. Doesn't important for them because I see, especially in Mediterranean countries like Italy, in Spain, I have more experiences about Spain actually. They're really welcoming and they're so friendly that you don't feel any racist things here. So you feel very comfortable. I'm feeling like, I belong here at the same time. Sometimes I'm just saying that, I'm half Turkish, I'm half Valencian Spanish, because the reason is they make me feel like I am home. They never make me feel like I am a foreign person here. They're always helping me for everything. They're so friendly, even sometimes you are not understanding each other because of the language. They're so helpful. So in this case, I find some similarities between Turkish and Spanish people about welcoming actually. But to be honest, these people are more open-minded that you don't feel any uncomfortable things here about anything. Everybody can do everything unless they are not hurting someone because there's a hate crime here as well.
Oh.
So yes, I see people around here in the streets, laughing, singing, being together. Even people do not know each other. They are just welcoming. They're just saying hello to each other, which makes me really surprised actually, because in the northern countries, when I was studying there, people kind of cold, but they are nice actually, but it is just, attitude. But here in Spain, I can honestly say that they are really nice. And this is the reason why I am here actually. Yes. And food is nice also.
And by the way, many Spaniards would say that you are Spanish actually, because you look.
Yes, I look like Spanish.
Yes. Well, you are lucky because you're learning Spanish and you'll be able to read Don Quixote in the original language. I still have the book in Spanish when I got it in 1973, I think. Mm-hmm. And I'm not very optimistic, but maybe in my late 70s, I'll study Spanish. I'm too busy trying to organize whatever I have written so far, etc. And Spanish is one of the leading languages, of course, mm-hmm. So widespread. What else would you like to mention about your efforts, thoughts?
Actually, while you were just talking about Spanish language, I can honestly say that if you know English, it is really easy to learn Spanish because there are lots of similarities, even though it is from different family, because Spanish is from Latin family. And I like it so much because the sound is so lyrical, so poetic that, when you're talking, it gives really nice emotions. So I'm just thinking that if I learn Spanish soon, if I write something in Spanish, it can give, a very emotional effect, which is nice. And also, as Turkish people, it is really hard for us to learn new language because our syntax is very different from other languages. So that's why I'm not criticizing our Turkish people, because I'm just imagining, if your mother tongue is German, English, etc., you can find lots of similarities between other European languages that, it is really easy to learn the other language. But for us, it is really something different. So that's why when I'm learning Spanish, I'm thinking mostly in English when I'm translating or, making the sentences. Because if I'm thinking in Turkish, it is something totally different. And I think Turkish is so powerful and grammatically so effective language, and it is totally different from other languages.
Yes. Many Western people, friends, do not know that Turkish is totally different from Arabic.
Yes.
For instance. And one of the questions about these linguistic differences is this, for me. In Turkish, for example, sinemaya gidiyorum. In English, I'm going to the cinema. In English, you start with I. In other Western languages as well, to my knowledge. So you start with yourself. But in English, in Turkish, sorry, yourself comes at the end.
Yes.
Sinemaya gidiyorum. That at the end mentions you. You can, of course, we can always emphasize by adding ben, I, to you, but then it's not usually necessary. So my question is, does that difference lead to a psychology of the speaker and the culture? In Turkish, the environment comes first.
Yes.
Buradayım, buradayım, here. Here am I. Whereas I am here.
I'm here.
So in Turkish, the environment has a priority.
Yes, you are totally right.
To you. So it's an environmental language in that sense. Whereas the Western languages are more egocentric, I think, because you start with ego.
I, yes, ego, I.
Ich.
ID.
And then ich, you start with yourself. Maybe psycholinguistics has dealt with this. Maybe psycholinguists have dealt with this issue. But if they have not, here is a new issue to talk about, to think about.
To be honest, it is really interesting and nice idea, because we are also having linguistic classes, but we never mention about this point of view.
Will you please mention this?
Yes, because the things that we are generally, the language is direct or indirect, which are more, or, in some languages in generally, all of the languages have some genres, like female or male, but in Turkish, we don't have, for example. We are generally focusing on these kind of things when we are, studying on language as linguistic. But point of view that you have mentioned is really interesting, that, maybe there should be a study about this point of view, which is really, really important actually, because according to my experiences and my education, I don't know, maybe probably there are some information, but these things should be studied also more, to be taught in universities, actually.
This is one of the best questions that came to my mind in my life as I reached the age of 70. And I'm eager to learn what the reaction, what the feedback from your professors and friends will be.
I would ask.
Wonderful. What would you like to recommend to elderly people? Now, first, I will ask you this. You're the first person I'm asking this, although I have interviewed 2, 3 youngsters before. And I usually address to my colleagues and I ask them what they suggest to young Earthmates. But this time, although I will also ask your opinion about youngsters, your suggestions, advice, whatever. Okay, what would you suggest to me, for example? I'm almost 70. And then what would you suggest to people, elderly people? Yes.
There's a word that I have learned from Hazreti Ali. He is saying that, you know, for parents, which are the elder ones actually, educate your or train your kids with the generation they have at that time, not the idea of the generation you have, which is or the biggest problem in our country actually, because parents are generally trying to train their kids with the ideas they had years ago. They cannot follow the, you know, innovations, developments of the country or the mentality of the new kids. It is really important to look at the situation from the point of view of the moment so that you can understand them easily, or you can criticize them, or you can understand them in a best way. This is the word that I really like from Hazreti Ali, actually. And this is the thing I would like to say elderly people about this situation.
Wonderful, thank you. And for international audience, those many Earthmates may not know who you mean by Hazreti Ali.
Yes.
Ali was one of the closest comrades of Muhammad, the prophet of Muslims. Yes, it's a deep subject. And Iran, the Shia sect of Islam, specifically focuses on Ali. Am I right? And one of the deep divisions in Islam. Anyway, now let's come to youngsters.
Young ones.
Young ones, yes. To our world, what would you recommend to young Earthmates?
We need to produce, we need to create more rather than focusing on daily, you know, useless things. Sometimes we are just focusing on the things which are not that much important, that we are just losing our very important time. But at the end, when you are getting older, you are just understanding that, you know, you had a time before, but it's kind of late. Actually, it is never late for anything, but time is really important thing. So we need to use our time in a proper way, as producing, as creating, as helping the world actually. Okay, or individually, we all ourselves are important, but at the same time, if we would like to do something really important, it is really to create or produce something which can help the world or universe, whatever it is.
Very good. And how about the Earthmates in Turkey?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
How about the young Earthmates in Turkey?
Young Earthmates in Turkey. We're talking about young people in Turkey, because yes. I didn't understand clearly the question.
Yes.
And I think, you know, in our country, we are focusing on political things so much that we are just losing some values as individual, as environment that much. And I'm seeing lots of kids, you know, focusing on some social problems that they're just losing some of the values. And for us, I think the most important thing is education, and we need to focus on it, because this is the future. Kids are the future. And how can you change it? With education. Without great education, we cannot make everything great, actually. So this is the thing that, you know, I would like to say, parents or government or to the world, the most important thing is really education. Without that, we cannot solve anything.
That's true. Unfortunately, most governments that are not democratic enough, they tend to use education as a means of clonization. They want to create little little clones that will obey them instead of questioning. That's why in Turkey they got rid of philosophy from high school, etc.
Sociology, philosophy, they are the most important things actually. So, you know, we are living in a community. So this is the most important thing. So it has to be there actually.
That's right. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure to talk with you.
We are together, as I enjoy saying at the end of the interviews. This is one of the Earth civilization dialogues, and this has been the 55th dialogue in English.
Perfect. That's really amazing.
More than 20 now in Turkish. So, and I hope more Earthmates will have interviews like these with who they find interesting. And the more we know each other, the better our synergy can be, of course. And I'm also happy to welcome you to the Earth Civilization Network, which you show interest.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for that.
We'll have a meeting on this coming Sunday.
Coming Sunday, perfect. That's really amazing. I'll be here then.
Yes, wonderful. And it will be at 4 p.m. your time.
Okay, perfect. I just taken 9 notes for 4 p.m. right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we're together, and best wishes.
Best wishes for you too. Thank you for the conversation.
Thank you.
So have a nice week and see you next weekend. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. And I will soon put this on the YouTube.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.